man is fishing by a lake, thinking about his bait. In a small Korean village, a police officer named Appa arrives at a crime scene. He finds the first killer, who's covered in blood and confused, with strange bumps on his skin. Appa says the first killer killed the victims in a very violent way. Another officer says the first killer wasn't drunk, but he isn't talking. Appa notices dried plants in the yard and thick yellow candles in the killer's house. Elsewhere, a mountaineer is trying to carry a deer, but falls asleep. When he wakes up, he sees an old Japanese man, Jap, eating the deer. The mountaineer hides behind a stone, watching. Jap notices him, and when the mountaineer looks again, Jap is gone. The mountaineer gets scared and looks up to see Jap's glowing red eyes as he crawls toward him. Appa's friend, Chingu, shares the mountaineer's story, which was told by their friend, Mr. Gossip. Chingu thinks strange things started when Jap arrived, but Appa doesn't believe it. He thinks the first killer's madness was caused by wild mushrooms. Suddenly, the power goes out, and they scream when they see a naked woman covered in bruises, standing outside. Chingu tries to check, but the woman is gone. The next day, Appa wakes up from a bad dream. After breakfast, Appa and his wife are in their car when their daughter, Tal, asks what they're doing. Feeling awkward, Appa buys her toys and a pink hair clip. Tal plays her ocarina by the lake, spending time with Appa, not knowing Jap is watching them from far away. The second strange event happens when a house burns down. When Appa arrives, he finds a woman, second killer, covered in ash, yelling and trying to get closer to someone who seems dead. Appa tries to stop her, but second killer threatens him. Suddenly, the victim comes back to life and attacks him. Appa screams and struggles, but other officers rush to help him. Appa sees Jap quietly watching. Tal goes to the station to bring Appa some clothes, but Appa looks shaken. He asks her to go home, and as she leaves, she doesn't notice her pink hair clip fall. Appa is about to pick it up, but realizes that the naked woman from the night before was also second killer. The next morning, second killer hangs herself. The police find out that the victims didn't die from the fire, but were stabbed. At lunch, Mr. Gossip tells Appa a rumor that Jap raped second killer, making her go crazy and run outside naked. He says his wife saw a second killer talking crazily, her skin covered in rashes and bumps. Appa, standing in front of the burned house, starts to think that Chingu's idea about wild mushrooms wasn't the cause of the madness. Chingu points out a strange woman, No Name, in a white dress and military jacket, throwing stones at the ground. They try to stop her, but she won't listen. To help with the investigation, Appa asks Chingu to visit a dermatologist to check the two killers. No Name keeps throwing stones at Appa, and when he asks her name, she invites him into her house. No Name tells Appa about a murder, describing how an old woman's head was smashed like a watermelon. She says the old woman said Jap is a ghost who will take her blood. Appa remembers Jap from the night before and the rumors from Mr. Gossip. No Name warns Appa that if he keeps seeing Jap, it means Jap is following him. Chingu calls Appa away, and when he returns, No Name is gone. Appa looks for her, but instead finds Jap eating a deer again. Appa feels scared and panics. Jap notices him and moves toward him, ready to attack. But suddenly, Appa wakes up from a nightmare. His wife asks what terrible thing he's done to scream like that. Appa notices a medicine bag and realizes Tal is sick. He checks on her and hears a strange noise. Later, Chingu tells Appa that the dermatologist isn't sure what caused first killer's strange condition. To find another clue, they visit the mountaineer's shop. The mountaineer confirms the rumors about Jap eating deer, showing them his empty hunting cabinet. He admits he hasn't been near the mountain since that day and suspects Jap isn't human. The mountaineer believes Jap is behind the recent deaths. He leads Appa and Chingu to the mountain where Jap lives, but stops when he sees dead animals. He says Jap's house is just over the hill, but when Appa insists he show them the house, the mountaineer struggles and falls, cursing them, saying lightning will strike. The curse comes true, and the mountaineer is struck by lightning. They rush him to the hospital. At the hospital, nurses hurry to first killer's room. They find his bones breaking, and he spits out a lot of blood. Soon, first killer dies, leaving everyone shocked. After his death, Appa and Chingu decide to have a drink. Chingu suggests Appa visit Jap's house the next day because he feels something is wrong. Appa looks where Chingu is staring and sees a woman wearing a sweater with the same boils on her neck. Appa returns home to find Tal crying in fear. She says a strange man is trying to get into the house. The next day, Appa is surprised to see Tal eating fish, which he usually doesn't do. Grandma pulls Appa aside and says something's wrong because Tal never eats fish. She plans to ask a shaman to help with Tal. Chingu brings his nephew, Simbu, who can speak Japanese. They go to Jap's house, but Jap is nowhere to be found. They begin to look around. Appa finds thick yellow candles and a strange skull in one room. Chingu finds another room with the same candles and disturbing photos on the walls. It turns out Jap has been taking pictures of his victims, including first killer and second killer. While they're looking around, a dog attacks Appa and Sinbu, but it calms down when Jap appears. Chinga stays still and sees a familiar shoe among Jap's things. On their way back, Chinga confirms their suspicions, saying Jap takes photos of his victims and keeps their things. Appa asks what he really saw and begins to panic when Chinga finds a shoe that looks like Tao's. He fears she might be Jap's next victim. Appa rushes home to ask Tao if she's lost her shoe and if she knows about the Japanese man in the village. But Tao ignores him, saying it's not important. Later, Appa finds her diary filled with disturbing, demonic drawings. He also finds pages that are burned, so he quickly checks Tao's body. To his horror, he sees the same rashes and boils. Suddenly, Tao wakes up, accusing Appa of hurting her. Grandma and Appa's wife try to stop her, but Tao screams that she's going to kill them all. The next day, Appa and Sinbu return to Jap's house, but they only find an empty photo room. Jap says he burned the photos, so Appa threatens him. Appa then destroys Jap's belongings and kills the wild dog when it tries to attack him. He tells Jap he has 3 days to leave town, or else he'll kill him like the dog. But Jap stays calm, hinting that he has a plan. The next day, Appa's wife screams when she finds a dead animal hanging. Appa tries to get up, but realizes he can't move his legs. While getting acupuncture, Appa asks where Tal is, and Grandma tells him she's at home with a neighbor. Anxious, Appa rushes home to find Tal has stabbed a neighbor. The next day, a shaman arrives as recommended. He notices a jar and smashes it, revealing a dead raven inside. The shaman explains it's an evil spirit, possibly the cause of the killings. He begins a ritual to drive the spirit out and checks on Tao, asking Appa about his recent encounters. Appa mentions Jap, and the shaman warns that Jap isn't a man but a ghost, and they need to act fast or everyone will die. Meanwhile, the third case occurs. The third killer murders his wife and throws her into a well. Mr. Shaman tells Appa that the ritual is risky and will cost 10 grand. The shaman changes into a fundoshi, similar to Jap's attire, and reveals Jap is the master of evil, planning to destroy the village unless stopped. Appa asks why Tao is involved, and the shaman explains that Jap is randomly choosing victims, with Tao being one of them. In another scene, Jap looks at the decayed third killer, plotting something wicked. The day of the ritual arrives. Jap buys roosters for a traditional ceremony, wearing his fundoshi, while No Name watches from a distance. Jap and Mr. Shaman perform their separate rituals, with Mr. Shaman dancing and Jap playing his drums, shaking them violently. Mr. Shaman slits the throats of roosters, while Jap does the same with ravens. Tao continues to scream and struggle. Mr. Shaman dips his face into the rooster's blood, spits it onto his knives, and cuts an effigy. Jap continues with his ritual, holding a photo of third killer. After completing his dark ritual, Jap begins to weaken, losing consciousness. Tao's bones crack as she begs Appa to stop Mr. Shaman. Appa stops the ritual, and Jap regains his strength. Just then, No Name appears before him. Sinbu realizes the truth and says everything started when they investigated Jap's house. He and Appa visit the church, but the father tells him there's nothing they can do. Appa gathers a team to confront Jap, but when they reach his house, Jap is gone, and they are attacked by the zombie-like third killer. They spot Jap watching from a distance and chase him, thinking he jumped off a cliff, unaware that Jap is actually hanging on the edge. Jap, seemingly crying, sees No Name watching him again and runs, with No Name chasing him. On their way back, Appa swerves to avoid a truck. Suddenly, something falls onto their windshield. They stop and find a bloody, seemingly dead Jap lying on the ground. They toss his body to the side of the road, but No Name silently watches them. Appa breathes a sigh of relief when he sees that Tal has recovered. However, Mr. Shaman suddenly calls Appa in a hurry, but Appa doesn't answer. The mystery deepens as Chinga becomes a suspect. Sinbu visits the crime scene and finds his uncle's bloodied body in a daze. Mr. Shaman arrives at Appa's house, but suddenly vomits blood. No Name tells him to leave, and he obeys, but a raven crashes into his house. Mr. Shaman gathers his things and drives off to Seoul. As he drives, locusts swarm his windshield, signaling that his task isn't over. Mr. Shaman hurries back to the village and calls Appa, urgently telling him to get Tao. Appa is confused, but Mr. Shaman explains that he mistakenly cast a hex on the wrong spirit. He tells Appa about No Name's earlier appearance, revealing she is a real evil spirit. Appa asks about Jap, and Mr. Shaman explains that Jap is trying to kill No Name. He reveals that Jap is also a shaman. Meanwhile, Sinbu bravely heads to Jap's house, holding a rosary and a sickle. Appa rushes home but finds Tal missing. He hurries outside and meets No Name, who tells him that Tal is possessed by an evil spirit. No Name warns Appa that Jap is a ghost and is trying to suck her blood. She tells him that Tal has just returned but advises him not to go home, as his entire family will perish if he does. Appa is confused, saying Jap is dead, but No Name says death cannot touch Jap. She warns Appa that the demon will soon enter his house and urges him to wait for the trap she set for it. Appa asks if No Name is a woman or a ghost. No Name answers that she is a woman trying to save his daughter. No Name then tells Appa that the demon is already at his house. Tal suddenly appears, acting strangely, and starts eating a lot of food. Meanwhile, Mr. Shaman calls Appa and warns him not to let Tal tempt him. No Name interrupts, saying that Mr. Shaman and Jap are working together. No Name tells Appa that the rooster will crow 3 times the signal when the demon is trapped. She asks him to wait for the 3rd crow, and the first one happens. Sinbu finds Jap in a cave and asks him to show his true devil form. Jap laughs and says Sinbu will never leave the cave alive. Appa asks No Name why Tal is the one suffering, especially since she was sick first. No Name tells him that Appa has sinned. It turns out that Appa's family is doomed, marked for death by Jap, who is seen looming over the lake and the burnt house. The rooster crows again, signaling the 2nd cry. No Name grabs Appa's hand as he is about to leave, but he turns around when he spots Tal's pink hair clip. He realizes she was a woman wearing the sweater he saw before and remembers the military jacket she had on, which had 3rd killer's name. Appa believes No Name is behind everything and rushes home. Meanwhile, Jap recites a line from earlier, saying that ghosts don't have flesh and bones. Simba becomes even more scared when he sees a hole in Jap's hand. No Name yells in frustration, admitting she couldn't protect the family. When Appa arrives at home, the mugwort set by No Name withers. He sees a horrible scene. His loved ones are all dead. Then, he spots Tal's bloody figure standing in front of him. He calls her in despair. Simbu confirms Jap is really the devil when he sees Jap's terrifying form. Jap takes a photo of Sinbu, causing him to cry out in fear for his life. The next morning, Mr. Shaman arrives at the messy home, where Tal is bloodied and confused. He takes a photo of the destroyed family, including a possibly injured Appa, and then leaves in his car. It's revealed that Mr. Shaman has been working with Jap all along. He accidentally drops a wooden box, and inside, there are pictures of all the victims, showing that he's been involved with Jap's evil deeds.